from a land down under. Women go and men wonder. Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.
Hey, Revolutionary Brewer here. Rainy Saturday afternoon in Halifax. So we're going to come here with a little review of a beer, and I just wanted to do this one because one of the guys I've subscribed to, he's been having a little bit of trouble making a good lager style beer. He's over in Ireland, and I just seen one of his videos. So I just wanted to go ahead and do a sample of this Cooper's Lager that I went ahead and made, and it's only been in the bottle about 2 weeks, so it's still a little bit young, but I've already had a bottle or two, and it's pretty good beer. It's pretty good beer. And I just want to basically, again, as always, we'll go over the recipe and we'll give it a try. So let's get right down to it. I'll crack it open. Here it is in a Corona bottle, and we'll open it up and give it a pour. So just for the record, by the way, here's the new beer glass picked up the other day. Any of you guys that live in Canada, actually, if you have a Value Village close to your area, you can pick up some really cool beer mugs there. Like this one was only $1. You can get a whole bunch of them for like $1, different European beers and different styles of mugs and stuff. So, you know, if you're interested in that sort of thing, definitely great glassware to drink your beer out of. But anyways, let's give it a pour. We'll see what happens. So, nice light color, just traditional lager style beer. Nothing fancy about this one, nothing too crazy. And I love this glass, it holds most of the beer, so. Alright, so, you know, here you see it. It's just a traditional lager beer, really nice and clear, nice and light. Nothing too crazy for the head, just a traditional style lager. Now, this particular kit, it's just the classic Cooper's lager kit. And what happens, it just comes with the regular ale yeast. So I just fermented this at like 68 degrees or whatever. Pretty much kept it under 70 for the fermentation. But it's just, it's a lager style beer, but it's actually, I guess it would be classified as a light ale, where it's brewed with the ale yeast. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and put the recipe up on the board for you guys now. So I brewed this one, of course, with the Cooper's Lager kit. And I also used the 2 pounds of liquid malt extract. And I also went ahead and used, we used 1.5 pounds of high malt glucose. So yeah, with the high malt glucose, it's just basically, it's like, a lot of people have been asking me about it. It's just like liquid sugar. I got I'll show you what it comes in. Like, here's what I get it at in my local homebrew shop. It's like a big container, as you can see. It's just like, that's like a syrup. It's just really, really thick, and it's really sweet. And this is a 3-pound container, and it costs $3.99. So it's you know, it's reasonably priced, definitely, for sure. So this is supposed to be a little bit better than dextrose, because it adds a little bit more body and gives your beer some head retention. But if you guys have this in your local brewing shop, definitely it's not bad to use at all. And I think Craig Tube actually, that's where I first seen it used. He used to call it the adjunct. He used to add it into his beer, and it's definitely, it's really well priced, and it's you know, you can use this in place of dextrose, and it'll add a little bit extra to your beer instead of the corn sugar. So anyways, let's get down and give this bad boy a test. As you can see, still a nice little head on it, good head retention. But with all lagers, you're just going to get a little bit of a head, nothing too crazy. So let's give it a try. This is amazing beer. This is terrific beer. This I used to for my light beer with the Coopers. I used to go with the draft, but I found the draft was in the summer. It's got a little bit of a bitter bite to it. It's a little bit hoppy for a light summer beer. So like a lot of people will say this is a good lawnmower beer, this lager here, but it's just really smooth, really easy drinking. Now, some people, they complain about a little bit of a twang when brewing their light lager style kits. And from experience, I find there's a couple things that could cause that. And one of the worst things is these kits, they'll say in the instructions you can brew them up to 27 Celsius. I think that's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. You don't want to do that. You want to keep this stuff, ideally, you want to keep it below 70 the whole time, in the high 60s. At least from my experience, I found that produced the best tasting beer. I gotta have another little drink to this. This is great. That's amazing. It's very light. It's very refreshing, and it's a little bit, just a little bit of malty flavor in it. It's very, very lightly hopped, and that's the way I like a nice light beer. Very lightly hopped, nice and malty with the malt extract that you add in, and the high malt glucose. But anyways, as I was saying, you want to brew this stuff. You want to try to keep it under 70 for sure. It'll give you the best results. Also, at least the way that I like it, with this kind of beer, you don't want to just use 1 kilogram of dextrose. At least the way I like it. Some people like a little bit of a drier beer, and if that's what you like, go ahead and add the dextrose. It's all personal preference. There's a lot of people that say there's no way you can make a decent tasting beer with the dextrose, but you can. It's all personal preference. If you like a drier, a thinner beer, then you can use the dextrose and it's fine. But to me, I find the best results are when you use a combination. And for this one, it's a couple pounds of malt extract and about a pound or a pound and a half. The glucose, or I mean, if you don't have access to this stuff, I don't think it's sold everywhere. You could just use maybe a pound of dextrose or corn sugar. But this is a terrific light lager beer, and it's very lightly hopped, nice malty taste, and very refreshing and easy drinking. It's really terrific stuff. Oh, also, just wanted to mention, I see a lot of people doing beer reviews and getting beer mail. If anyone out there wants to try one or two of my beer or whatever, just go ahead and send me a message. I'll go ahead and package it up and ship it out to you. The only thing I ask is you just go ahead and do a review on it, and if you get the beer and you say it's terrible, it doesn't matter. Just want you to be honest. I respect that, but like I said, anyone wants to give it a try, just go ahead and send me a message. In the meantime, if you want a nice light lager, a really refreshing drink, go ahead and follow this recipe. You're not going to be disappointed. And just remember, keep the fermentation levels, you want to keep that as close as you can to 70. Once you start getting up in the high 70s, it's going to give you some little bit of weird flavors, and I'll tell you, it'll give you a bad headache if you get up way up in the 70s. So anyways, keep on brewing. Cheers.
And she said, do you come from a land down under, where women go and men plunder? Can't you hear the thunder? You better run, you better take cover.